What's happening in Cleveland right now feels less like a football season and more like a full-blown scandal unraveling in real time, a Shakespearean drama set on the gridiron, filled with betrayal, sabotage, and digital receipts. The Cleveland Browns, once again, are not just losing control of the headlines, they're losing control of their own narrative. And at the center of it all is a $230 million quarterback with a phone in his hand, a frustrated young prodigy rotting on the bench, and a head coach who might be single-handedly dismantling his team from within. This isn't about X's and O's anymore. It's about ego, pride, and a digital like that just cracked open the truth behind one of the NFL's most dysfunctional franchises. Deshaun Watson was supposed to be invisible. On injured reserve, recovering from a torn Achilles, his name was fading from conversations, his image buried under the endless Browns storylines of mediocrity. But Watson didn't stay quiet. Instead, he became something no one expected, a whistleblower. And with one tap of his screen, he set off a chain reaction that has the entire NFL world talking. Because when the man you've paid $250 million to lead your franchise decides to subtly expose his own head coach online, it doesn't just raise eyebrows, it raises alarms. What started as an innocent like on TikTok has exploded into a full-blown controversy that cuts right to the heart of the Cleveland Browns' ongoing quarterback curse. The video in question wasn't random. It wasn't a meme or a highlight reel. It was a blistering fan rant accusing Kevin Stefanski, the Browns' head coach, of systematically destroying every quarterback that's ever played under him. The fan named names, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, even Watson himself, and laid out a damning pattern. Every quarterback who plays for Stefanski looks broken, defeated, and lost. And then when they leave Cleveland, something strange happens. They get better. They thrive. They find themselves again. That's when Deshaun Watson, silent for months, publicly compliant, liked the video. He didn't comment. He didn't post a story. He didn't issue a statement. He just hit the favorite button as if to say, yeah, this guy's got it right. And in today's NFL, where social media is a megaphone and every move is dissected, that one digital gesture landed like a thunderclap. It wasn't an accident. It was a signal. To understand why that like matters so much, you have to see the bigger picture. The Browns just came off what looked like an impressive win, a 31-6 beatdown of the Miami Dolphins. On the surface, it seemed like progress. The defense was dominant, the running game controlled the clock, and the fans at First Energy Stadium finally had something to cheer about. But if you looked closer, something felt off. Beneath the celebration, there was a growing sense of frustration. Not from the fans this time, but from the players themselves. Because while the scoreboard said dominant victory, the stat sheet told a much darker story. Dillon Gabriel, Cleveland's starting quarterback and the man Stefanski continues to protect with almost paranoid obsession, threw for just 116 yards. No touchdowns. Barely any risk. In an NFL that lives and dies by explosive offenses, Cleveland's game plan looked like a relic from the 1970s. Run the ball, throw short, run again. It was safe, predictable, and painfully clear that the entire scheme was designed not to win big, but to prevent Gabriel from losing. And as fans sat waiting for the moment that would signal a new era, the debut of Shedeur Sanders, Deion's son and the most electrifying young talent the Browns have on their roster, it never came. The pressure for Shedeur's debut was enormous. His brother flew into Cleveland, fans were chanting his name the moment was set. But Kevin Stefanski refused. He kept Gabriel on the field, suffocating his own offense with a conservative strategy that was more about control than competition. The Browns could have given Shedeur a few drives, a few plays, anything to see what the kid could do, especially with a comfortable lead and the game already decided. But instead, he was forced to stand on the sideline yet again, watching an offense that could barely break 120 yards through the air. And this is where Deshaun Watson's like comes into sharp focus. Because Watson sees what's happening behind closed doors. He's there every day, watching practices, sitting in meetings, and observing a coach who refuses to evolve. He's seen the same playbook choke the life out of Baker Mayfield's confidence, reduce Joe Flacco to a backup again, and turn one of the league's most expensive quarterbacks, himself, into a ghost. And now he's watching it happen to Shedeur Sanders. So when he liked that video calling Stefanski a career killer, he wasn't trolling. He was confirming what everyone inside that locker room already knows but can't say out loud. The Browns' quarterback room has become a graveyard. Every career that enters ends up buried under Kevin Stefanski's so-called system. And the worst part? It's not an accident. It's a pattern of coaching decisions rooted in fear, ego, and self-preservation. Stefanski has built an offensive scheme so risk-averse that it's essentially bulletproof, not for winning games, but for deflecting blame. When his quarterbacks fail, he can point to the system. When they succeed elsewhere, he can say they just needed a fresh start. It's the perfect loop of plausible deniability, and it's been running unchecked for years. But this time, it's different. Because now, the Browns' biggest financial investment, Deshaun Watson, has gone off script. His wasn't a random act of defiance. It was a carefully timed message coming right after another painfully conservative performance. Right after fans watched Shedeur's opportunity vanish again. Right after Deion Sanders' son was once more made invisible by the man calling plays. Watson's digital move didn't just validate the fans' criticism. It exposed the truth inside that building, a truth that could implode the team from within. Stefanski's defenders will try to downplay it. They'll say Watson's finger slipped or he was just scrolling. But come on, this is a veteran NFL quarterback, someone who's been under the microscope for years. He knows the power of social media. He knows exactly how much attention a move like that would draw. It was no accident. It was rebellion. The real question now is what happens next. How long can Stefanski hold on to this locker room when his own quarterback, even from injured reserve, is publicly signaling that he doesn't believe in him? How can a coach maintain authority when the players, especially young ones like Shedeur, see that even the highest paid star doesn't trust the system? You can't lead a team that stopped believing in you, and Watson's may have been the spark that finally brings that reality to light. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders continues to wait. The kid who lit up college football, who carried the charisma and composure of his father, who could have injected new life into this stagnant franchise, is sitting quietly, being polite, doing everything right, and watching his opportunity slip away. He's not complaining. He's not tweeting. He's not grandstanding. But you can feel the tension in the air. You can sense that the players know what's happening isn't fair, that they see talent being wasted, that they know the Browns are once again destroying something beautiful before it's even begun. And maybe that's why Deshaun Watson couldn't stay silent. Maybe that wasn't about him at all. Maybe it was about Shedeur. Maybe it was about sending a message to ownership, to fans, to everyone watching that the problem in Cleveland isn't the quarterbacks. It's the man calling the plays. So what do you think, football fans? Did Deshaun Watson's expose the truth about Kevin Stefanski's system, or is this just another overblown social media storm? Is Shedeur Sanders being held back by coaching politics, or is there more going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update as this Cleveland chaos continues to unfold.